morning, Facebookers. Okay, so I'm going to do a free training right now on DMO, or daily method of operation, or at least my daily method of operation, which is being duplicated outside right now with Alan. So I'm going to have him record this training. I'm going to turn this on, and there we go. So Alan, you want to hold two cameras?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, every day we have to wake up and we have to decide, what are we going to do today? What do we want out of today? What kind of results do we want? Are my results lining up with what I want? And so I just kind of took a snapshot of what we do in our household, who are developing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and then also in our mindset for wealth and, becoming abundant. And so the first thing that we do when we wake up is we meditate and we only focus on what we want. Oftentimes people, through experience, they decide what they don't want. But if you are attracting what you do want, then you're not going to put the word don't in front of it, okay? So we do a lot of meditation. I encourage everyone to find Abraham Hicks on YouTube and look at the rampages or listen to the rampages. And I'd encourage you guys to do it in the morning, because that's where you get to set your intention and your outcome for the day. And that's also where you appreciate and you let God know that you're in gratitude for what's happening in your life, even the little things, because that's what you have to focus on to appreciate the big things. So the first thing that we want to encourage everyone to do is meditation. Meditation is a great stress reliever. I know, because of my personal experience applying that for the last 3 years. Secondly, it's a free form on YouTube. So again, it's a free form. So all you have to do is get your headphones on, pick it, and then listen to it. And then, it helps you to reduce a lot of stress. And then for me, it also helps me to focus and be in alignment with God and the things that I'm creating as a manifester. And that's what helps to build your law of attraction to you. The second thing that I do is I encourage everyone to learn part-time on their own self-education. Like Jock Paradise says, you can be rich if you get an education, but you can be wealthy if you get a self-made education. What does that mean? That means that you're broadening your scope and the things that you are, you're enlightened about, or that you're receiving information on, and your awareness is building up. You're going to look for things in your life that's going to propose solutions instead of more complications. And as you keep developing yourself by educating yourself, whether it's on the programs that you're working on, whether it's just an industry that you're interested in, whether it's a career that you're interested in, you take that extra time. And this is kind of what they've done with college, right? They've put you trading your time and your money and your interest for college so that you can go work in a system that's not, again, you're just trading time for dollars, and there's not a very big margin for becoming wealthy, right? And so think about that. Think about these choices that you have to make. So the way that I look at it is when you're doing this, you're learning part-time to raise your level of proficiency, to be comfortable to discuss with future team members or people that you are sharing some of these great ideas and programs that you're in with. You want to take the time to read it again and again and again and again and again until you feel confident sharing it. And then you also want to go and look up different resources that pertain to that industry that you're discussing and learn more about it. So when you're having a conversation like Alon does, he's now ready to rebuttal people in ways that are attracting them to him, right? It's the same with me.
Yeah.
The third thing that you want to do is you want to have an operation. So continue meeting new people and build trust. This is the biggest word, because in trust you'll find agreements. And when we do things peer-to-peer or person-to-person, we have to have trust to even come to agreements to make business decisions together, as well as your friendship decisions and your personal decisions. So find trust with them, and then find out other wants, needs, and desires. So if you're part of the 99% of the world who needs more money to operate your life on a day-to-day basis, and you feel in a state of need, you should be looking to starting your mindset in that preparation mode to abundance, right? And then you're going to look at your life and you're going to figure out, okay, what are my wants, needs, and desires? Most people want more money. There's nothing wrong with that. Whoever said that money is the root of all evil was wrong, okay? They're wrong, because money is currently the method by which you have to operate to have a better lifestyle. And unfortunately, for the people who misunderstood this concept, they've been repeating it over and over throughout time, which is damaging the mentalities of people, because you have to have money. You have to have money to operate. You have to have money to grow. If you want other things, there's nothing wrong with manifesting material things in your life, as long as everything is working out and it's balanced and that's what you want, and you have no regrets for doing it, and you know that the things that you're doing are improving other people's lives if you're marketing programs, then doesn't it just make sense to build trust so that you know, instead of pitching people, once you learn about who they are and you sit there and you actually talk to them and you become friends with them and they're more open and receptive to you, then what happens is you'll be able to identify your conversations with that particular individual, because everybody is different, but a lot of people want the same thing. Make sense, Alana?
Yeah.
Okay. The fourth thing that you want to hit on is transactions. So again, in the past, people are trading time for dollars, and even when you're an entrepreneur, you're trading time for dollars, but instead, you're trading less time and receiving more dollars, or less time and receiving more wealth, or abundance, okay? So this part, you have to get into a daily mode if you're an entrepreneur, or you have a home-based business, or even if you have a real business, which other people believe is a real business because they see a real building and all of these things, right? When you have these types of businesses, you always have to make transactions, because you have to have capital to continue to come in and profits in order to manage your business and grow your business. Okay, so even if you're in network marketing, don't let the people in the past train you anymore, because a lot of that stuff, maybe 20% of the information is accurate. The other 80%, there's a lot of work to be done with restructuring people's understanding of marketing and branding themselves, and then also utilizing their own passion to fulfill their purpose. So transactions is a must. If you don't have a goal to earn through your personal work ethic and understanding, or your own intrinsic value, then you don't even know. Because if you're punching in for a clock, right, and you're going 9 to 5, and guys, I have a totally different mindset about jobs. I did a comment on somebody else's wall the other day just to see the response based on what other people were sharing, other leaders and so on and so forth, that I was observing on Facebook. But aside from all of that, if you're not making transactions and you're not, increasing the value of what you need to utilize during your day-to-day basis and increase your lifestyle, then you're not doing the business. You're just learning about the business, or you're not applying yourself enough, and you're not educating yourself enough, because no matter what you believe, if you believe in systems online and all of this type of things, I believe that if you build trust with people because you're working on yourself, then obviously people are going to want to work with you, and people want to do what you're doing. So definitely you need to get into a mode of thinking, what is the amount of value that I want to earn today? And on my personal efforts, can I make those transactions happen? And how do those transactions go into the processing of the next step, depending on what stream of income I am working on to make that happen? So if it happens to be a team building one, well, now you know you have a new team member, right? Now you know you need to get them the information, and they got to get the video training from a person who's educating them, so you don't, because you're brand new. But you should be listening to those videos a couple times too, so that you're educated, so you can make your own videos, so that other people follow you. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because you're showing people that elevation, and you're doing it in a short period of time. And so, of course, people are going to want to hand you over money if they think that you're a good business person. right?
Yeah.
People hand over money to people who are bad business people all the time, right? But if you're a good business person, you have high integrity, you know what you're talking about, or you appear as well, and behind the scenes do what you need to do to be moving forward and educating yourself and being able to answer a couple of questions here and there, so on and so forth, you're building your value and you're building your level of belief in you. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. And the last thing that we have is validation, so acceptance of living in your desired outcome. The reason why we start the day and end the day, I should put meditation here as well, but the reason why we start the day and end the day with that focused intention and the validation is because nobody else is going to be able to look into your mirror and convince you that you're doing the right thing but you. Nobody else has to wake up in the morning. Yes, some of us, we wake up, we do these videos to motivate you guys and inspire you guys to be in the living in the now on your day-to-day basis and every moment and every second and be on the leading edge of the discovery of who you're supposed to be and how you're aligning with what you want, right? It takes all these things encompassed on a day-to-day basis to be aware of, right? So if you're constantly focused on your intention of what you want, and at the end of the day you've accepted in gratitude, pray, right? That's one way of meditating. All of these things, right? Acceptance of living in your desired outcome. I have graciously accepted every single day living in the home that I live in now, because I lived in a one-bedroom apartment and slept on the couch with my kids for the last couple of years when everybody told me I was crazy building all of these things simultaneously, saying you couldn't do that either, right? But again, that's what I wanted. So I didn't let everybody else's opinion and lack of information of what I was doing hinder me from getting to where I wanted to go. Does it take time? Absolutely, it takes time. Does it take less time having a mentor or a guide, show you the way? Absolutely. Do you understand that that mentor or guide probably has hundreds of thousands of people reaching out to them at this point? Can you understand that video is the way that people are going to train people now? Right?
Yeah.
Right now I'm giving out lots of free content. I've already had an evaluation on some of the projects or the ideas and concepts that I speak of, and I could be speaking at seminars for $50,000 a seminar, right? But I'm not doing that because it takes me out of my element right now, right? Because I'm focused on my intention. There are things that I've been thinking about for the last 3 years that are implementing, falling into alignment, getting things done, navigating and working and operating together, and all the good people who are in my life. This is how I behave. This is how I appear because this is who I am, right? And then when people come here, Alon, you've seen, it's different.
Yeah.
When you are in this state of being, you wield your vision into your existence today and every second of the day. And so it takes discipline. And that's the one thing that people don't understand with freedom, is even though you have freedom, you have to discipline yourself to look at the things and make conscientious decisions about what you want and what will work for you, because you have to figure it out in your brain. Right?
Yeah.
So if you continue to do these things consistently over the next, start with 7 days. Some people do 30 days. I've read a lot of books. This is 21 days you can break a habit. But let me tell you something. If you're not ready, then you have to figure out a way to motivate yourself to be ready to usher in your own abundance. Right? And you have to decide that it's for you, and you have to decide that I want my life to change, and you have to decide that I'm willing to put in the work. And then it just becomes simpler and simpler and simpler. But as life goes on, you'll realize that all the bullshit and the complexities that we're in this system right now, you have to kind of unscrew, and you have to read through, or at least generally get the concept so that you're aware of it. So when it comes into your life again, it's like, okay, yes, this was something that I discovered a couple of years ago. It's on repeat. Now it's time to make a conscious decision now because it's here now. And then you move in that flow, and you feel like there's less stress, and you're like going to sleep, and you can sleep better, and you're not on pharmaceutical drugs, and then you're like getting up and you're back on social media, right? Because on social media is where we get to touch other people's lives who are paying attention to us.
Yeah.
Right? And they get to share the content that we're sharing. Like, if you like this video, definitely share it with other people. If you think this is going to help some people on your teams, definitely. But if you're afraid that my information is going to recruit people from you, right? Save it for yourself. Don't find me some other way, because we're going to just keep on making more videos.
Yeah.
So your job is to say, okay, well, what is Kelei Taylor saying? What she's saying is pretty accurate. And so I have to improve and make myself better. I love holding people accountable indirectly and then revisiting it verbally to hold you accountable verbally as well, right? Because now I have two different blocks that are set up in the building block of the mind that says, oh, you know what, this dream thing does work, but it works with you working your dream, right? It doesn't work by you dreaming all day.